びの時代は終わる。
螺旋が
Damon versus Jura. That was the hype on the internet this week, especially in Chapter 17, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. But unfortunately, it's just a joke. Even if it's just fake, I'm honestly looking forward to this happening, because basically, Damon's ability is a special shinjutsu. Even just by having bad intentions without an action, Damon can reflect the attack. A few days ago, I conducted a poll on my channel. I was super excited to read all your responses about the spoiler mentioning Damon wanting to prove who's the strongest if he fights Jura. And every single one of your responses is what makes the hype around the Boruto story even more exciting. Especially if the very mysterious Damon wants to prove how strong he is when dealing with Jura. I had said in some previous videos, if we made a scenario of Jura fighting Damon, one thing I'm excited about is the Damon's reflective ability, but before that, doesn't a Shinju have an evil mind or murderous intent? I guess they're just like normal humans who will react if they feel threatened or have something else attack them. So I was imagining what it would be like if Jura went up against Damon, who at that time just wanted to prove how strong he was by fighting him. With just a killing intent, Damon could reflect that intent back at Jura. But what if Jura used a Biju bomb to destroy Damon? Would it backfire and become a double-edged sword? Yeah, I know this is totally impossible, especially since the info about their fight is fake. But that's not the point. We're just trying to imagine what would happen if it actually went down. When it comes to agility and speed, Damon's got skills that are seriously no joke. And in terms of power, Damon's strength is far from ordinary. But if we're saying Damon is super overpowered, there's one line I still remember. Every jutsu has a weakness. No matter how strong someone's jutsu is, there's no way it's completely flawless. Even if Damon has a jutsu that can reflect every attack, there's gotta be some kind of weakness to it. But here's the thing. Could a monster like Jura be the natural counter to that ability? Sure, that jutsu can reflect anything, but does it even make sense if it only works on humans? And as someone who's literally the reincarnation of the Ten Tails, do you still think Jura wouldn't be able to take down Damon? Anyway, aside from talking about Damon and Jura, there's some other cool stuff to dive into, especially now that Chapter 17 is out. First, it's about Sarada and Sumire, as a representative of this chapter that defines a struggle to save a friend. Sarada is enthusiastic and also worried about Boruto, so she wants to help Boruto with her strength, while Sumire prefers a passive-active approach, using her intelligence to support Boruto. This once again confirms that the fighting spirit possessed by both Yodo and Sarada is driven by genuine feelings for their friends. For both Boruto and Shinki, they are simply friends to Sarada and Yodo. Nothing more, nothing less. Just the right amount for a friendship. This relationship has absolutely no romantic undertones. As for Sarada, it has been confirmed 4 times that she sees Boruto as nothing more than a childhood friend, someone she already considers family. The main focus here is the long-standing friendship they've shared since they were kids, playmates, teammates, and friends whose bond has grown over time. And in Chapter 16, Sumire chose to ask questions instead of jumping to conclusions. Many Sarada fans blame Sumire for her questions about Boruto's feelings or even her own. But Sumire didn't assume that Sarada wasn't thinking about her feelings, nor did she judge Sarada as an insensitive friend for hugging the guy her friend liked, especially since Sarada already knew that Sumire had feelings for Boruto. If we think about it, Sumire wasn't accusing Sarada of anything wrong. On the contrary, she deeply understood why Sarada hugged Boruto in front of her. What Sumire saw didn't blind her with anger or make her hate Sarada. Instead, Sumire understood and asked. Isn't it better to ask for clarity and truth from Sarada than to jump to conclusions or accuse her without knowing the real story? Sumire truly values the importance of asking questions over judging Sarada. Remember, Sumire didn't make an issue out of the hug with Boruto. In fact, Sumire even said, "It's totally understandable for Sarada to act that way, and I get it." The point Sumire is making is about Sarada herself. But other than that, believe it or not, if Sumire has failed the discovery of the places of Boruto and Kashin Koji. In Chapter 17, it was confirmed that Matsuri is a sensory-type Shinju, and she has a partner, the tree. The tree that informed her about the existence of Boruto and Kashin Koji's location. Even about the toad they found, the tree itself told Sumire if Boruto himself put the toad here. It is true that until now, the location of Boruto and Kashin Koji is unknown. It is because Kashin Koji disguised their hiding place with Genjutsu. And this is most likely what kept the trees from finding their location. If in Chapter 16 Sumire had not interrupted Sarada and Ida's questions, the worst would have happened. Ida could have told Boruto's location, and it was heard by the underground tree. And the tree told Matsuri, and the result was that the worst would have happened. I know that this will make your reaction feel that this is too much, but with the Matsuri's confirmation that the tree is anywhere, it is possible that it is real and gives rise to the information that Boruto and Koji's whereabouts are known by the tree. Because supposedly you still remember if Sarada once asked Ada about Boruto's location, and at the same time Sumire interrupted and explained that now is not the time to chase Boruto. That way, no one knows where Boruto and Kashin Koji are hiding now. But this is just an analysis. Honestly, it might sound a bit exaggerated, but if we look at a tree, its roots branch out, right? So I suspect that the underground tree Matsuri mentioned is part of Tsumeaka's forces. And most likely, this idea is inspired by the Naruto universe. What do you guys think? Does this sound plausible? Oh yeah, aside from that, let's talk about how to defeat Ryu and Matsuri, especially when it comes to bringing back Shinki and Moegi. There's no doubt this is all part of Koji's plan. Honestly, I didn't expect this strategy to work so well. Just imagine a villain agreeing to team up with their enemy. This is totally unexpected. At first, before Chapter 17 came out, we speculated that Konohamaru would immediately fight Matsuri and Ryu would face Mitsuki. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. But before that, it was a huge twist that their plan involved splitting Ryu and Matsuri apart, specifically making them both temporary allies. It's like they tricked them into cooperating to track down Boruto, but the real intention was to betray them. The big question now is, did they succeed in defeating Ryu and collecting Togedama? The thing is, even if this plan went as expected, Koji himself confirmed that the success rate wasn't very high. So here's the conclusion. It's very likely that either Ryu or Matsuri won't be defeated. Whether it's Matsuri or Ryu, the point is, if Koji says the success rate is low, it might mean Ryu could beat Sarada and the others, while Matsuri gets defeated by Konohamaru. Or worse, Konohamaru loses and gets turned into a tree. These possibilities are what make the success rate low. But if I had to speculate, I'm worried that in the end, Konohamaru might lose and become a tree. Like our friend said, Konohamaru is the next Shinju. I'm calling it right now. So what do you guys think? What's the worst case scenario if this plan really has such a low success rate? And I think that's all for our discussion this time. Like and subscribe. I'm Nim. See you in the next video. Bye-bye, Dadabayo.